Gemini, what's going on, y'all? What's poppin'? This is Michael with Transcending the Mind. I'm going to be doing your soulmate reading. I'm going to be doing a 9-card draw for you and your partner, situation, work. This is going out for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You cross watchers, this might be for you, or it could end up being for a Gemini in your life, or somebody else in your life. But I'll be using the Patch Tarot for your 9 cards, and the Epic Tarot for your partner, work, or situations cards. Excuse me. Also be doing clarifiers with the Rider-Waite on your side, and clarifiers with the Necronomicon Tarot on the other. So I always pre-shuffle before I start my videos. I have finally gotten my Amazon affiliate links going, so I'll have links to the decks that I use down below. Patch doesn't have, isn't on Amazon, so I just link straight to their website. So let's get started. I like to go ahead and reshuffle once or twice, just to make sure I get the energy in for your sign. So let's see here. Let's look at Gemini. Gemini, what you got? Ooh, pulled my camera a little bit closer. I was told it was a little bit hard to hear me. Maybe this will help out. Let's see. So let's see what we got popping. Ooh. First placement, Gemini. We got the Prince of Cups. That's in your mental state. That's where your mind is right now. Prince of Cups. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, the Tower. I've said this in other videos. I really love this deck. I love the imagery on it. Lots of information you can pull off of this. Let's see here. I need one more card. At least one more card for your mind place. For your mental state. Death. Trying to make sure you guys can see the card itself. If you're having some trouble seeing it, by all means go ahead and let me know. Also, while we're just sitting here chatting, please hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell for me. It really helps me out, keeps me motivated to make these videos, and it just lets me know that I'm doing something for you guys. Also, what I'll be doing is moving forward after January. I'll be starting with the zodiac sign that has the most likes or comments. If there's a ton of likes on one video and a ton of comments on another, I'll weigh out which has more of which, and then we'll go with whatever has more. Or if we get one that has a whole bunch of likes and comments, I'll be running that. I'll be starting with that sign. So in your mental state, I got the Prince of Cups. Now this guy, straight up, I'm seeing this is all about a new journey. This is all about ending a cycle and starting a new journey. That's what's in your mind. You got that in your head. This feels like work. Feels like you're doing something with work. It could be a relationship, but I'm feeling like this is work. You're changing jobs, and you're starting something. I mean, look at this guy. He's determined. He's determined. Look at that. And he's just going forward. He's letting nothing stop him. He doesn't ask why not. He asks, how can I? He doesn't say I can't. He says, how can I? I mean, That's how resourceful you're being in this situation. This guy strapped an eagle to a little, looks like a boat, little saucepan looking boat, and he's just going. He's just going. There's nothing stopping him. Now that means that something's got to fall away. Something's got to end. And this is all about, that's what the death card is telling me too. That something's ending, something, and this feels like work. This feels like you're changing jobs. But it's not a bad thing. You're determined to go ahead and see this through. Now, we're going to come back and get some clarifiers, see if we can't see what else this might be telling us. Because like I said, this could be a relationship too, but I'm feeling like it's work. If it is a relationship, either you're leaving somebody and you know it, you know this is what you got to do to move forward, or you're doing the same thing with your job. So let's see where you are emotionally. King of Cups. Let's see what else we got. Balance, justice. Need at least one more card. Just one. There we go. Princess of Swords. This is a good move for you. Either relationship or work-wise, this is a good move for you. This is going a good way. I mean, straight up, the King of Cups, water. It's all about emotions and all that good stuff. And he's sitting there riding a horse made of water. This is all about what you're feeling. This is doing a whole bunch of emotional work to bring you forward, and I believe that's all tying into this tower. My dog's sitting here watching me. He might come over and say hello. Not real sure though. He started going blind, so he pretty much just lays down on the chase, roams around a little bit here and there, but he might come over here and say hello. But you're finding your balance. Absolutely. You're evening your scales. You're getting to a better centered state emotionally. And through that you're able to focus your will and actually push your will into the world around you. That's what she's doing here. This sword, it's about your mind, it's about your will. And literally, she is creating the world that she wants through her will. So let's see what your likely outcome is. Let's get likely outcome. The Seven of Discs. First card up. Seven of Discs. Let's see what your next card is. Let's get another card. At least one more card. At least another card. Let's see what we got. There we go. Ooh, got two for your next spot. The All and Genesis, the Two of Cups, or Two of Wands, sorry. Now, the Patch Tarot is a mix of Kabbalah, tarot, and a few other disciplines pulled into one system. So let's get at least one more card for your likely outcome. Jump. Three of discs. Three of discs. This is all about so your likely outcome, investing. This is about you're putting in the work. You know you're putting in the work. You're going to continue to put in the work, and you're going to actually like here they're planting. I'm a gardener. I love to garden. What they're doing straight up, that's an investment for their future, and they're going to you're going to continually invest in your future. This right here, you're going to school, you're putting in the work to get your knowledge base so that you can go into another job, or so you can be more informed on what your boundaries are, what your what it is, not just what you want, but what you don't want out of a relationship. Which that is knowing what you don't want is at least as important as knowing what you actually want out of a relationship. And it's not going to be super easy to get there. The Two of Discs, yes, you're creating something, yes, you're doing something, but it's not exactly easy. You're going to have to fight through some of your own blocks to get there, but you're going to make it. That's what the All card is telling me. That is straight source energy, alignment. That is moving through dimensions. You're going to get where you want to be. It's just not going to be super easy, but anything worth having isn't really all that easy to get. And the Three of Discs. Patch Tarot, if any of y'all have actually watched their channel, Spirit Science, I don't remember this one, but this one I'm fairly certain that's Thoth, which was the Egyptian god of wisdom. And these here on these pillars, it's the chemical symbols for, the periodic table symbols and chemical symbols for three different elements. I don't remember what they all are. I believe Na is, I believe that was salt. I don't remember what Hg is or what S is. I'll look that up. And at this point, I'll go ahead and I'll put some streamer or something across to actually show what it is. But this is wisdom coming down to you, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue to come to you. The overall energy, though, is conflict. It is the Five of Swords. But this, I don't feel like this is you conflicting with anyone else. I feel like this is you working through your own blocks, like figuring out not just what you want, but what you know you don't want. And that is almost, like I said, that is at least as important as finding out what you want. Because at the very least, you know what you're not going to accept in your life anymore. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start grabbing some for you. We're going to come back and do some clarifiers on this, see if we can't get a better picture of that. I want to go ahead and pull out some cards for your partner, work, or a situation that you're dealing with. So let's see what we got here. I work an office job, and people at work always give me a funny look when I come in. I work from home most of the time. They give me funny looks because of the beard and the long hair. And I didn't always have that. I make the joke, though, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I'm very particular about my barbers. I don't just go to anybody. But I make the joke that my barber moved his shop, and I just haven't found him since. I like to be funny. It's what I like. I like to see people laugh. People always look at me like, "Are you serious right now? Are you joking?" It's a joke. Let's see here. Ooh, here's a card. See the mind space of your partner. Partner, work, or situation. And that is starting with the Hangman from the Epic Tarot, which I'll have a link to down below, same with all the other decks I'm using. So the Hanged Man. Let's see. Got another card for the next placement. Let's see what we got. Jump. I don't have all the cards memorized, so I got to check out what they are every once in a while in this deck. But as I'm doing these readings, I'm learning with you. Which that's another thing I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start another playlist for Let's Learn Together. You know, one of the things I'm going to start with is Qigong. I'm really looking forward to that. The Strength card. So let's see, I need at least one more card for that, for the mind space there. Cards just flipping over on their own. Whew. 3 cards jumping. So what we got? Okay, we have got the 6 of Books, the Lovers. You better look at that. Get my fingers out the way. The Lovers. What was this one again? Justice card. So this person's situation or work, straight up, they're changing their perspective. They're trying to make sure they have the actual strength to see something for what it actually is. That's what this is about. This is seeing something for what it actually is. A lot of major arcana just in that too. So this is getting fed to them by the universe, by source. trying to see what actually is, not just some deception that's making things seem okay. And this doesn't feel like it's you that they're trying to do it. This feels like it's a situation similar to yours, but not exactly you. This your new job. This your new job, or partner is separating from someone else. That's what I'm seeing here. Now that being said, something I want to go ahead and throw out there for you ladies and gentlemen out there, or whatever you want to identify as, if it's not a lady or a gentleman. If you're messing with somebody that is already attached, I would caution you. Something I've learned in my life is people generally leave your life the same way they came into it. So if this is somebody else that's already attached and they're breaking away from that person, jumping straight into a relationship with you, then generally people leave your life the same way they come in. This is just an observation on my part, something that I've noticed in not only my own relationships, but relationships of friends, family, and just people in general around me. And there's that old saying at work, I came here looking for a job too. So keep that in mind. Things aren't always greener, things aren't always perfect. So let's see where their emotional state is. Another major arcana. The Tower. So they're having their own tower moment. Something I recommend, especially if cross watchers, if this is you that's going through this, or whoever, man, woman, other, whatever, if you are just coming out of a relationship, a recommendation from me, spend some time getting to know yourself. Hey, here he comes. Come here. Come here, buddy. Let the people see you. This my Drogon bear. My buddy. Yeah. All right. Hey, come on, back up. No, he's so invasive. Back up. Sit. Come on, sit. Good boy. Down. Down. Lay down. Just lay down and relax. There you go. There you go, little buddy. So we got the Queen of Books. Queen of Books. Books are wands. And that's what this deck is. It's the Phoenix. Straight up rebirth. Looks like she's coming up out of the book, out of the knowledge, a rebirth born of knowledge. So let's see, one more card for the emotional state. One more card for the emotional state. Ten of Swords. I can get this to actually focus on it. Hopefully you can see it. Just like you're going through your tower moment, this person's going through theirs, this person or situation, but they're going to come through it. They're going to be a whole new person, like a whole new world, but a whole new person coming through that. You ladies, you're going to be reborn through this. If this is you separating from somebody, this is basically the tower comes when, ladies and gentlemen, the tower comes when you realize separating from somebody is looking at the top row, what I think is the mental space, may not actually be the mental space. It might be the relationship you're coming away from. The tower moment is when you realize the person you were before that relationship, that's not you anymore. That person still lives within you, but you find who you are now, because we can't interact with a situation, person, place, or thing, whatever, job. Every experience expands our consciousness. Every experience changes us. The person that we were, yes, still lives within us, but we're not that person anymore. And you can't be tied to that. Also, what I'm seeing here is it looks like you're rushing to a relationship. You're rushing to a new relationship. I'm not 100% certain on that for this person, this partner, but that's what it feels like. And honestly, if this is you, cross watchers, or Gemini, if this is your partner, my suggestion, my recommendation, give them an opportunity to figure out who they are by themselves. Because you don't want to be a rebound relationship. Rebound relationships are exactly that. They don't last very long. Like me and my wife, I got out of a relationship that wasn't the greatest for me and it wasn't the greatest for her. We just weren't very compatible before my wife. And I'm not going to lie, I went through a bunch of short-term relationships finding out who I was, or trying to figure out who I was in relation to someone else. And honestly, you can do that, but it's going to be a much longer, rougher road. You may not find out who you are or what you want, but doing that, you'll probably figure out who you're not and what you don't want. Which, hey, that may be the path you need to walk. It's what I needed at the time. So I'll have compassion for that, and I'll ask you to have compassion for your own path. Let's see what their likely outcome is. There we go. Ace of Spheres. You look so uncomfortable. Just lay down. Just relax. Just laying his head on my leg. He's not clingy all the time, but he gets like that sometimes. Okay, we got the Two of Books or Wands. This is the same gentleman that is the Magician as well. Look at him. He's not sure about that book. He's not sure about that knowledge. He's not sure. This person doesn't know what they want. Literally, they don't know what they want. They don't know who they are. And because of that, they can't know what they want. They don't know who they are by themselves. If this is work, if this is a job, they literally don't know who they want for the job. They haven't been able to thoroughly define the job, so they don't know what kind of candidate they're looking for. And we got the Four of Wands and the Wheel. For the last placement on this side. Four of Wands and the Wheel. If you have trouble seeing these, I'm going to link them down below so that way you can actually see what the cards are. They're trying to figure it out though. They're trying to figure out who they are, what they want. That's what this Four of Books is telling me, and the Wheel. Both of them, one ending a cycle, but in the ending of the cycle, see this, they're admitting that they're not that person anymore. They're realizing that they're somebody different. They're walking away from who they were so that they can be who they are and who they're going to be now. Their overall energy for this side is the Dragon or King of Cups. Let me read the excerpt for the King of Cups. I'll do the same thing for the Queen of Wands. So we'll start with the Queen or Phoenix of Books and Wands. The book left behind. You finish the book and must leave it behind. Don't keep referencing it, making sure you are following the steps. Whatever is necessary became part of you. Go ahead and live it. Straight up, this is walking away from who they were. That's what this is saying. Walking away from the situation, the relationship, who they were at the time, and trying to find themselves, just starting out on a brand new path. And the King of Chalices, the Dragon of Chalices. The chalice strong. Through experience, you come to know your emotions, to understand how you function in relationships. Take responsibility for this knowledge. Behave accordingly and be an example for others. It's funny, is under that, they got the Fool. This is about them. They're going to figure it out. That's the thing about this. This card, it's just, I feel like they need time. They need time to actually figure them out. The Fool is not the end of a journey. He's the beginning. He's possibility. He's a whole world of possibilities that's fresh, new, at the beginning of a brand new journey. So let's take a look. Let's get some clarifiers. Also, this may or may not resonate. If it doesn't, leave what doesn't. What does, keep it. And this is a general reading. If you want more in depth, more in depth from a private reading, my information's down below. Go ahead and hit me up for a private reading, and we can get into more. If this didn't resonate with you, and you want to get into more depth on you, hit me for that private, and let's figure something out. So I'm going to do some clarifiers. I'm going to clarify at least the major arcana on your side. And that would be your, that would be the Tower, the Death card. Then I'm going to hit the Light card, Balance, and the All. So let's get one more shuffle on this. If that's loud, I apologize. Trying to boost my audio on this, so you guys have a better time of hearing me. So let's see here. Let's get a clarifier on this tower. What is this tower? Talk to me about this tower for Gemini. Gemini, what is this tower? Here we go. Tower is the Five of Cups. Check the Death card. Give me some info on the Death card. At least one card for the Death card. Talk to me about that. Chariot. Clarifier for at least one card for the All. Talk to me about the All. Fool. So what I'm seeing here with the Five of Cups and the Tower, this is just showing me how you feel, what you see in this moment. You're going to go through a little bit of a mild depression. You're going to be discouraged, but that's not where you're going to stay. It's going to be momentary discouragement, and you're going to move forward. Looks like one of my other dogs is going to come over to say hi. You guys probably heard her bark just a little bit ago. Ginger. She was named Ginger because when she was a puppy, we went into a supermarket trying to get her some Infamil, as she was a little puppy when we got her. And I was holding her here on my shoulder. She's just as bad as Drogon there. I was holding her here on my shoulder, and she was the same color as my beard and hair. So it stuck, Ginger. She got named for me. Okay. I'm working. You gotta calm down. I know. You want to go outside. You go outside in a minute. Now, for the Death card, the transition card, or ending of a cycle, you got the Chariot. What this is telling me is you're changing things. You are changing things. It's not just the cycle has ended. You are working towards changing this. So you get a little depressed for a minute, and then you start your hustle. That's what I'm seeing here with this. You start hustling. You start moving forward. And the Fool down here, a world of possibilities with this. This is straight up. You got the sun up here. The sun up here feeding you the info you need. You're getting all this from the light. You're getting it from source. And you're ready to start something new. And you're moving forward. You've made an investment. You're fighting through your blocks so you can move forward. Let's get some clarifiers on your partner. I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to clarify We'll put a clarifier on each of the major arcana, or each of the placements that has the major arcana. And I'll be using the Necronomicon Tarot, or like I said earlier, for the clarifiers. So cross watchers, this might be you. Could be your partner, could be work, could be situational, but we're about to find out something. So let's start off with the Hanged Man over here. What do you got to show me about the Hanged Man? The Sun. And what I'm getting from this is straight up, it's an abusive relationship or something like this. If this is a partner, this is them coming from an abusive relationship. I'm seeing a lot of fighting, a lot of chasing, a lot of just anger in here. And they're seeing it. It might not be as overt as what that card looks, as they did have to change their perspective on it so they could see it. Alright, let's hit the jump. Magician. Straight up manifestation. As above, so below. And they are calling on high to make something change, and they have the strength to do it. That's the thing about it. They're getting a lot of major arcana on this side. So let's check this out. What else do we have? 3 of Cups. Straight up in this placement, this feels like they're jumping from one relationship to another. Straight from one to another. That's why there's 3 in there. And that's that person, the gentleman, feels like he's just going from one woman to another. If it's a woman, they're just going from one man to another. If prefer not to identify as either, going from one relationship directly to another. And my experience, I mean, it might be okay, but my experience, things like that don't always work out. Alright, let's get a clarifier on this tower. Three of Discs. Now what this is depicting, the 3 of Discs, with the tower on the emotional state. 3 of Discs is showing on here. That is a necromancy tool that she is pulling off of that. That is a thief's hand. It's about what you value. Basically, the guy in the rack he was a thief, hung for being a thief, tortured, all that good stuff, but there was considered a necromantic power in taking his hand and making a candle out of it, a 5-fingered candle that would grant certain abilities to the user. Unfortunately, that bad relationship, and it feels like they're just sneaking off in the night, like they're just running off. That relationship is just, this person knows it's not good, but they're having trouble letting go, and that's why they're having this tower. They know it's not a good relationship for them, but it has to crumble. It has to fall away. And eventually they're going to let go of that hand, and they're going to hit that rebirth there with the phoenix. I want to do this wheel. Get a clarifier on this wheel down here. Knave of discs. What I'm getting here is literally it's like that's a sacrifice. That's a ritual sacrifice. Letting go of the emotion, the emotional tie. That's what that feels like. Letting go of the emotional tie of who they were, the binding to who they were, so that they can become who they are and who they're meant to be, become the best version of themselves, because they're going to work through this. Me personally, I'd give them time to work through this, because who they are is not who they're going to be. They're literally going to redefine who they are through this process. And I would give them time to do that on their own, so that they know who they are when, or at least who they're not when they start a relationship. If it was coming to me, I'd want them to at least know who they're not, if not who they are. And they're going to do it. They're on their way to doing exactly that. Alrighty, Gemini. This was your January soulmate reading. If you need any clarifiers, if some of this and not all of it resonated with you, and you need more information on it, my information's down below. Hit me up. Let's get a private reading together. For those of you guys that are in Jacksonville, Florida, I will do an in-person reading or session. What I like to do is I actually like to meet at one of the local parks around Jacksonville. I like the scenery. I like the mellow vibe that I get while I'm there. If not there, we can make up other arrangements. But yeah, if you want more information, I'm in Jacksonville. You want an in-person live reading? Once again, information's down below. Let's make something happen. And I want to say thank you for sitting here with me on this. And I hope you have a great night, great day, great afternoon, evening, whatever it happens to be, wherever you happen to be. I appreciate you. Also, I appreciate donations, but they're not required at all. Just helps me keep the lights on and work on my way to becoming the best version of me that I can be. So once again, thank you, and I hope you guys take it easy. Until next time.